everyone, Catherine here from Sally Antiques. I'm joined today with our good friend and dealer Thierry the sword guy, who has got some lovely swords to present to us today. So Thierry, take it away.
Well, firstly, I have this piece, which is incredibly iconic.
How old is it?
Well, this one is only about 100 years old. This is the sword of the Coldstream Guards, and this one dates to World War One.
It has a beautiful grip, that nice red, deep maroon colour.
Grip
I've never seen something like that before on a sword.
Actually a replacement.
Oh, really?
So it's quite well done, and it was done most likely post-war, but it's an interesting replacement.
Not that new of a replacement then?
No, I wouldn't say it was a modern. I would say it was a vintage replacement rather than an antique replacement. But these swords were... No, this sword is a piquet. It is of dress weight, not really meant to be carried into the battlefield, but...
Is it like a dressage sword then?
Yeah, they were worn for like light duties. They were also carried by some people who chose to. This one dates to the reign of King George V, as you can see from the cipher. And this is a battle honour sword, so it has the battle honours of every regiment on the blade.
My goodness, Waterloo, what's that say, Inkerman? Egypt 1882. Wow, that's so detailed.
The first battle honour on here is in Tangier, 1680, and the last one is for the Boer War.
So this has a record of every battle it's been in?
Every honour ever
Every
won.
honour,
So
right, I see, I understand.
When the Coldstream Guards have acquitted themselves exceptionally well, and this comes with its Sam Brown scabbard and frog. It's just a nice piece, and
it's a lovely set.
Yeah, I thought it would look good with the other 1897 styles here.
How much does that go for then?
Well, in perfect condition, they can go for £1,000 plus.
Wow.
This one isn't in perfect condition, so it will be going for significantly less. Okay. It's an entry-level option for a guardsman collector.
Okay.
So, an interesting piece.
Wicked. So what's this other one you got? Tell us about this one.
This one is a sword that gives people headaches because no one knows what it is. So the sword is almost an 1895 artillery pattern or pioneer pattern, or mountain artillery from India. But this one has a maker that dates it to about the time of Waterloo.
What's the name of the maker?
The maker is... Woolley. Woolley was pre-1803, if I'm remembering right. And this sword is a mystery. I've shown it to many people and no one knows what it is. The closest anyone has come to identifying it is a crate that is now in the Leeds Armoury that was purchased to outfit a private militia. So it had swords, pistols, carbines and accoutrements.
Bit of backstreet dealing.
Well, it's an interesting piece, and yeah, it would have been for private militia, yeomanry, perhaps slightly before 1790. But it's a mystery, and it will be available here soon.
Fantastic. Any other interesting weapons to show us while you're here?
The other two are, well, this one is a classic. This is, the clip point is, that is the most
I've not seen a blade like that before.
They're rare.
Curved at the end,
But they're there to facilitate a thrust. It makes it
easier to prod the enemy.
It makes a cutting blade a thrusting blade. And also it just looks dangerous and beautiful.
It does. It's an interesting shape, isn't it?
And this quite large sabre is a pre-1803, I would say, sabre for the Royal Navy. Now, it may not have started out its life like that because it does have right here and right there the fouled anchor. But that may have been added later. But this is what would usually be described as a flank officer's sword. And that would be any officer who is on a flank company or a grenadier company and essentially more likely to get into close combat. Anyone who was close enough to use a blade would have had something like this before the regulations.
So you reckon this blade has seen some blood then?
Well, it's been carried by someone who knows what they're doing. It's a wonderful blade. I can see why someone would have carried it, and it feels good in the hand.
Wicked. What's the last one you got for us then, mate?
Lastly is
this the one you put on your story the other day? The Indian.
Very similar.
Yeah, it looks similar to the one you.
This one is French, and it dates to the late 18th century. The hilt is called a Germanic hilt. It's not really German, but it was favoured by certain infantry officers, especially the foreign soldiers working for Napoleon. These hilts are always brass, with a knurled grip and very square grip. It has authority in the hand.
Yeah, and it ain't going anywhere. It's sort of tough in the end, isn't it?
It'll do the job. Yeah. It is a broadsword on a cavalry. Well, this usually would have had a saber blade, so a very broad curved blade. This is the personal choice of someone who knows what they're doing.
So what, the grip has been added separately to the blade, or this is how it came?
It most likely would have come like this.
Right, okay.
So it would have been a special order, because this blade is a very specific type of French blade. It's
quite deep, the grooves on the blade there, yeah.
Oh, if the grooves weren't there, this would be incredibly heavy. That lightens the blade by a good few grams. And this is an earlier 18th century, so about 1720 to 1740s blade. Wicked. And it is most likely a chap who served through the army and wanted to keep his old blade with a new hilt. And
it's trusty blade.
It's a good cavalry broadsword and a wonderful, unique piece of French military history.
Oh, wicked. Oh, that's awesome, man. It's been so fascinating learning all this. As many of you know, I've not been here that long. I'm learning all of this on the fly through Raz and from my friend Thierry here. So it's been great learning about these sorts. Thanks for the stories, mate.
Yeah, that's all right.
How interesting. Well, do make sure to check our friend Thierry out at Thierry the Sword Guy on Instagram. Same on Facebook, I believe. And you'll be seeing more of us very soon, I'm sure. Ta-ta.
Goodbye.